Damn, this shit cold, bro. What you doing?
Bad bitch, if she do what I say so. Big 40s in a big ass Draco. 3 more minutes when you ask how my day go. Order a boko, not a blueberry fago. Fuck go, and we straight to the store shit. 2 small plans just to take you out real quick. 3 more hoes, pull up, I'm fucking shit. That's how it goes. Baby, I'm coming straight. Bad bitch, if she do what I say so. Big 40s in a big ass Draco. 3 more minutes when you ask how my day go. Order a boko, not a blueberry fago. Fuck go, and we straight to the store shit. 2 small plans just to take you out real quick. 3 more hoes, pull up, I'm fucking shit. That's how it goes. Baby, I'm coming straight. I'm on my knees, yeah. We some rock stars, and I'm on my knees, yeah. KK walk hard, this not my dick, little bitch, my Glock hard. Straight to the cash. I'm a shot star, straight to the bag. I'm that nigga, huh? Got me some cash. Rolling out some cash. Yeah, got me some. I ain't fussed yesterday. I'm a fuck sign. Bad bitch.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Noorainaa binti Mohd Azenan. My group has chosen an article entitled Effect of Activity-Based Costing ABC on the Productivity of Manufacturing Company. My part is to explain on the possibilities of implementation of the ABC method. So there are 7 main factors of the successful implementation of the ABC system, which are the management support, the staff training, knowledge sharing, resources, the connection between the reward and evaluation of performance, the fogging of technological information, and lastly, the consent for the implementation of other systems. The management support is the main factor in the successful implementation of the ABC system because it can be carried out only with the help of the employees, since they represent the basis of the organization level. Besides, training greatly helps the company staff to understand the difference between ABC system and the other existing traditional cost system, such as the plant-wide and departmental rates. The staff training should be achieved both on the vertical and horizontal of the management system, from the manager to the direct manufacturing worker. Staff training also encourages knowledge sharing. The operating manner of the ABC system is known truly only by accountants or specialists in accounting department. Not only accountants and specialists, but also other employees must also have the knowledge regarding the system to ensure the successful of the system. Moreover, the management must concentrate its efforts on the establishment of the necessary resources, of the goals, as well as on the formulation of efficient strategies for the implementation of the ABC system in the company. Therefore, the management must encourage the use of the information supplied by the ABC system, especially in the communication with the employees. Next, I will explain on the advantages of the ABC system. Firstly, the obtained production costs are much closer to reality than those obtained in the case of the methods traditionally used. This is due to the use of very advanced production technology, where the indirect costs have the greatest share in the overall cost product. Secondly, the ABC method focuses its attention on the real nature of cost behavior. Thus, this helps to identify the non-value activities which do not add value to the product. Thirdly, it uses multiple cost indicators that reveal the direct relationship cost effect between the expense to be allocated and the allocation based part. Besides, ABC methods permits the allocation of the majority of indirect costs to manufacture goods perform work or rendered services. As now, in the most company, an increase of the unproductive activities can be noticed. Moreover, it is flexible in the cost allocation to the manufactured good, perform work or rendered services, customers, or to different strategy segments. Lastly, it used dashboard built on the basis of some carefully selected steering indicators, thus this supplying reliable long-term information and appropriate for making long-term strategic decisions. So that's all from me. Thank you.
A very good morning, albeit to lecturer and also my fellow friends. My name is Goh Marilyn Felina, and the title of our article is The Effect of Activity-Based Costing System on the Productivity of the Manufacturing Companies. And today, I'm going to explain about the subtopic of our article, which is Application of Activity-Based Costing System. First and foremost, we need to know how activity-based costing system works. Activity-based costing system traces cost to product based on volume-related factors such as unit, batch, and also product level cost driver, as well as non-volume related factors such as product diversity, complexity, and also quality. Interviews with managers who are using activity-based costing system in their companies say that it is supported a wide range of economic activities such as product mix, pricing, and also for outsourcing decision. There are three major steps on how to apply the activity-based costing system in a firm. Firstly, a firm cost must be separable into cost pool, each of which is dependent upon a single cost driver. And secondly, it requires that the cost in each pool must be proportional to the level of activity in the cost pool. And finally, it requires that the activities in each pool must be separable with respect to the product they are used to produce. Survey regarding the application of activity-based costing system in the companies. According to Innes and Mitchell 2005, surveys of activity-based costing practices in the 251 United Kingdom companies found out that 19.5% of the respondents had adopted activity-based costing system in their companies, while another 27.1% were considering its adoption. From this survey, we can conclude that almost half of the respondents are aware of the importance of using activity-based costing system in managing their companies. From this survey, we also can conclude that the extent of its adoption in the non-manufacturing sector had not been found significantly different from what we found in manufacturing concern. The activity-based costing system users had considered its application in the areas of cost reduction, product or service pricing, performance measurement and improvement, and also for cost modeling. Another survey regarding the application of activity-based costing system in the companies, according to Joshi 2001, in a survey of 60 large and medium-sized manufacturing companies in India, found adoption rate of 20%. From this survey, we can conclude that the size in terms of total asset is the major factor in adoption of this contemporary management accounting technique. There are several benefits of using activity-based costing system in the companies. According to Narasimhan and Thampi 2002, design activity-based costing system is essential for ascertaining the service cost to different customers in a private sector bank. Not only that, the usage of activity-based cost information is essential for benchmarking, branch network restructuring, business process outsourcing, and also for identification of value-added and non-value-added activities. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Sharafana binti Zulkarnain. The title of our article is The Effect of ABC on the Productivity of a Manufacturing Company. So, the part that I'm going to present is the general structure of the ABC model. Since the late of 1980s, there are so many industries that have successfully employed ABC in order to improve operational performance. ABC has continued to provide not only relevant information but also accurate information about the cost management. In addition, because of ABC system seems to be focuses on activities rather than the products, it helps a lot to prevent the distorted product cost information that can arise from the usage of the traditional costing system. On the screen, you can see the three basic assignments of the ABC model, which are to identify the activities of an organization, calculate the cost of each activity, and also cost the product based on activity consumption. Moreover, this method can also be used to allocate various activities to related resources. Costs are appropriately allocated to the selected cost object by using the cost driver of each activity that is being performed. Therefore, the accuracy of product cost is contingent upon both calculation of activity cost and also cost driver volume. The structure of the ABC model contains information relevant to the organizational resources, activities, and also cost object. By obtaining these measures, activity drivers become a way of assigning the cost of activities to the actual cost object. Hence, by using this system, it shows that the total cost of a product also includes the cost of all activities required to produce the product. So basically, there are three types of activity drivers as stated by Compton 2016 and Inesta 2011, which are transaction drivers, duration drivers, and also intensity drivers. Transaction drivers can be defined as the number of times of an activity is being performed, while duration drivers represent the time taken for each activity and also takes into consideration. The last one is intensity driver, which directly costs the resources used each time an activity takes place. On the screen, you can see the differences between the three activity drivers or cost drivers to help us to differentiate between them well. Now, let's move on to the few examples of activity driver. The first one is the transaction drivers. We can identify the transaction drivers from the example, which are number of purchase order, number of material moves, number of machine setups, number of inspection, and also number of square feet occupied. Next, for duration driver, you can see in this question there has been stated the unit time in minutes for each of the activities performed. For example, the first one is processing customer orders, which takes about 8 minutes to be completed. And last but not least, intensity driver, which takes into account the complexity action by using of complexity factor for a weighted index approach. This is a very different concept from the duration driver. Why? Because for duration drivers, the driver quantity is already given in the question, whereas for the intensity drivers, it needs to be calculated using the following equation. How to calculate the intensity driver? Just simply multiply the complexity factors with the given driver quantity in order to get the final intensity driver. Before I end my speech, I would like to share the extra information of intensity drivers, which is the usage of intensity drivers is when and only when the resources is associated with the activities are expensive and variable. This is because intensity drivers seems to be known as the most expensive driver to be implemented.
Hi, I am the last presenter. My name is Nursyafiqah binti Hapiz. The title of our group article is The Effect of ABC on the Productivity of a Manufacturing Company. So I am going to present the subtopic of this article, which is the activity-based costing effectiveness and production process efficiency. As we know, ABC method is more accurate compared to traditional methods such as plant-wide rate and departmental rate. Thus, ABC effectiveness consists of four things, which are cost driver fitness, cost calculation accuracy, cost information credibility, and cost reporting usefulness. First and foremost, cost driver fitness influences the cost of labor, maintenance, or other variable costs. Cost drivers are essentials in ABC because it allocates the indirect cost or overhead of an activity. Then, cost calculation accuracy is the approximation of the cost of a project or operation, and it is a measure of how closely the estimation can predict the actual expenditures of a project or operation. This can only be known after the project is completed. Then, cost information credibility is the reliability of the information needed of an activity. And lastly, cost reporting usefulness is a process used to inform a client or other party about the magnitudes of a construction project's predicted or actual costs. This can be expressed either in absolute terms or as a variance compared to the project budgeted. So now we are going to look the combinations of these four things, which the first one is cost driver fitness and cost calculation accuracy may make the employees to understand the various costs and accurate costs for a production. The various costs varies in direct proportion with the level of output. If output is double, then the variable cost will be double and so on. While accurate cost enables employee to measure profit so that they can make the best decisions for the company's future. In addition, cost driver fitness and cost information credibility will enable the employees to analyze the cost, labor time, production time, and raw material utilization and may reduce the production that does not meet the specifications of materials to identify the value-added activities and non-value-added activities. These activities will make production process more efficient from those that do not have the added value, which can be eliminated or reduced, such as the process of bottleneck, waste material, and material loss, which leading to achieve the overall production process efficiency. Then, cost driver fitness, cost information credibility, and cost reporting usefulness from the ABC effectiveness assist the management to understand and to analyze production process and their effects on the cost as the process efficiency is the consecutive identification and elimination waste in the operating activities. Lastly, cost driver fitness and cost information credibility help to restructure process and eliminate non-value added activities without unnecessary delay, errors, decrease time to perform activity, select the low-cost activity, and share the activities with other products to produce economies of a higher volume production. By using cost reports to every activity, material in the product chain and activity analysis guides management to improve the process, which leading in production process efficiency. Thus, these four things, which are cost driver fitness, cost calculation accuracy, cost information credibility, and cost reporting usefulness, identifies opportunities to improve business process effectiveness and efficiency. So that's all from me. Thank you.
I say so. Two big 40s and a big ass Draco. 3 more